Good morning. Good morning, everybody. Broadcasting live from Morelia, Mexico. I'm Bill the Geek. This is the Bill Dallas Lewis channel, and we make videos and presentations about the joys of living in Mexico, and we go live every Saturday morning at 10 a.m. And we just want to say welcome to everybody here. If you're new here, introduce yourself. Tell us where you are. What do you want to know? How can we share information with you about moving to, living in, visiting the fine, wonderful, safe, happy Mexico place? It's a beautiful day here in Morelia, and Morelia is right in the middle of Mexico. Right now it's about 64 degrees. It's going to be a high of about 75 degrees. There's not a cloud in the sky. And for those of you that don't know, I'm looking out at this view right here as now those clouds are not there today. Nope, no clouds today, just sunshine and bright blue sky. But as I make this broadcast, I'm looking out of my front window with no clouds, but even with the clouds, that's pretty cool. I'll take that. But that's my view every day, all day, with palm trees, wonderful people, little man driving around in a truck selling tamales, and welcome everyone. And if you're new here, feel free to introduce yourself. What I do every week, I answer any questions that people have about moving to Mexico. Well, why would I move to Mexico? Who would ever move in Mexico? How's the value of the peso? Where should I live? If you're new here, we answer all of those questions, but along with that format, I always try to have like some video clips to show you places to visit in Mexico, what it's like living in my neighborhood. So, but in between answering your questions and responding to your comments, I throw in some video clips. And I took a trip this week. I'm going to share with you guys what was going on with that. But that's kind of how things go. We're headed to 13,000 subscribers. So if you like what you see, click that subscribe button, and let's see who is in the house. I want to give a shout out to Tanya, who jumped on and donated to the channel this morning through PayPal. Thank you so much. And then Charles Williams got on the bandwagon too, donating to the channel. Thank you both for being here. Woohoo! There she is. Woohoo! Here we go, live from Mexico. And we got, and again, Tanya, thank you so much for donating to the channel. And then pretty boy Brian Maiden in the house saying hello, Brian. I hope you're well. I hope you're doing good. Getting ready to come down to Mexico. We got Ray Garcia. What's going on? Buenos dias. To all the single ladies from El Paso, Texas. Click that like button. And here's Dr. John, Crapo Productions. We haven't seen you in a few weeks. Dr. John, I think Dr. John was like my first subscriber. And he's been joining us live since the first presentation. We even interviewed Dr. John, who is actually a doctor. He was in New Jersey and has moved to lovely Pennsylvania to be with his family. Nancy. Oh, Ola Nancy from cloudy Houston, and she thinks so she speaks. She's in Charlotte. Sometimes she's in Charlotte. Sometimes she's in Merida. And Ricardo Vargas in the house. Yes, I am living in paradise. Mexico is fabulous. And I'm always trying to figure out, well, why do I like Mexico so much? But I think, I'm trying to figure it out. I'm very happy here. This is the most happiest I've been in my total life. But I think it's just living in the unknown. I don't know hardly anybody. My Spanish is okay, but a lot of times I don't know what people are saying. The weather's great. I'm around all Mexican people in a brand new environment. So each and every day is a brand new day. Each and every day is a brand new happy life, as long as I just keep telling myself happy thoughts. It's a happy life all the time. I totally encourage you to give it a shot. And we got Wayne in the house from Chicago. Oh, but now you're in Michigan. 47 degrees. Be back soon. Come back on down. And Char's in the house. Happy we have all made it together again in Char. Great to see. And look who is here. Dominique, girl, I've been thinking about you. Yes, because she's in Guanajuato. I hate to say that I have a favorite city in Mexico, but girl, you are in my favorite city, and I hope that you are enjoying yourself. And Dominique, we got together for breakfast here in Morelia a couple of times. She's a world traveler, a professional, great lady. Yes, she is. And Helen, Grand Rising Bill, good morning from sunny Wilmington, Delaware, right on. Tell Joe Biden I said hello. And William Mustache Stone Man, who he's been around. I think he was like my second subscriber, and did an interview with him about 3.5 years ago. Been here a long time. Why do I love to come to Mexico? Not so many Mexico. Not so many Mexicans. Oh, okay. I don't understand, but that's fine. Liston Henry Bill, right here from Morelia this morning, not far from you, right on. And Liston, leave a comment, please. Let me know if that email address for Tooth Fairy worked. I just want to make sure that I provided the right information. Just a couple of quick tips this morning. Just some Jamie is in the house. Ola, enjoy the day. Jamie, you enjoy your day also. I think he is in Montreal, but I'm not sure. Just a couple of quick things about my computers. I'm happy this morning. We have electricity. Both my wonderful computers are running very well. We have high-speed internet. I'm running at about 500 meg, which is great. The internet connection is good. But just a couple of quick computer things that are important to me because I live on my computers. But gosh, now my mind went blank. Now that I'm in Morelia, where there is almost zero humidity and the temperatures are much cooler, it's much better for my computers. When I was in Mazatlan, 3 blocks from the beach, on the 4th floor, believe it or not, that humidity and the sand from the beach gets even if you're like 2-3 blocks away from the beach, that sand blows into your apartment, even if you have screens. And then the sand blows into the fans in your computer with the humidity, and it screws up your computers. And my computer guy in Mazatlan says, yeah, people don't realize that the humidity really messes your computers up. So when I was in Mazatlan, I put like $2,000 or $3,000 into this iMac that I'm looking into the camera right now. I had to buy a brand new computer over here. I'm glad that I have them both. But the humidity, the lack of humidity here in Morelia is probably going to add about 3 or 4 years to my computer life. And when you're talking $2,500 to $3,000 for a new unit, that's a lot of money. I'm gonna save a lot of money like that. I'm just saying. Also, I want to say on the computer side, my Mac, my big Mac that I'm looking into right now, it's like a 21-inch iMac. It's been totally rebuilt. But now when I edit videos, work in Photoshop, do anything, I save everything to the external hard drive. I have about 12 terabytes of external hard drives. I don't keep anything on this computer. As long as I do that, it runs fast, like brand new. I know that this is about the joys of living in Mexico, but if you're working online and you depend upon your computers, if you can live in a place with zero humidity, not too hot, it's away from the ocean, you're going to save a lot of money and a lot of frustration. So I'm not going to talk about that anymore, ever. I'm done. I got some video clips. I got some fabulous video clips to share with you guys this morning. Hello from Butte, Montana. Yeah, okay. Hello, Davis. I guess that's Butte, Montana. I've heard it's a beautiful place. Welcome. Gary is in the house. Love being a part of this family. Gary, we love having you being a part of this family. And we got Lisa in the house. That was my second wife's name, Lisa. Ola from Dallas. Oh, you hitting all the buttons now. My second wife's name, my middle name, Dallas. Oh, and feed the homeless. God bless you. God bless you. With the value of the peso dropping, does the cause a reduction in the minimum income requirements for those who are seeking temporary residency? Gary, I'm going to say right off, no. And that's on my list. The value of the peso is at a 3-year low compared to the dollar. This week, it was like Monday or Tuesday. It really dropped. I hadn't seen that rate in 3 years. My rent has gone down about $40 a month since I've lived here for 5 months. And economists around the world are saying that the value of the peso now should be at this low level for about 2 more years. Claudia, the president, is talking about raising the Mexico minimum wage. And right now, the Mexico minimum wage is about 300 pesos a day. 300 pesos. 300 pesos is about $15. In fact, it's probably a little lower than that. So the minimum wage is about $15 a day, and a day could be a 10-hour day. But Claudia, the president, wants to increase the minimum wage and the solvency requirements for people getting visas it's related to the minimum wage. So if she increases the minimum wage, that should reduce solvency cost. That's all I have to say about that. And Crapo, Dr. John, donating to the channel to help me pay that Mexican rent. That is greatly appreciated. That is how we that's how we buy this equipment, take trips. And thank you so much. Dr. John's been with us like forever. Thank you so much. Tacos and cervezas on me. And I'm coming out with a new video, I think this week. I eat tacos like every day. I make them at home. But I think that I have perfected the taco. I think I have perfected the taco. And I've been down here 20 years. There was a place in Puerto Vallarta I used to eat tacos there every day. They're still the best tacos I've ever had in Mexico, right on the beach down the street from D's Cafe. These guys made really good tacos, but it was about 15 blocks from where I live, so to speak. But there was a taco place about 2 blocks from where I lived, and I tried their tacos. And their tacos could not compare to the guys on the beach. I mean, but I think just in the last 2 weeks making my tacos at home, I have perfected the taco, and I believe I will be sharing a video on how to make the perfect taco. I think I'm going to put that video up at the end of the week. These tacos, the Build the Geek taco, I'm going to share this new recipe that's going to rock the world. I'm telling you, baby, these tacos going to rock your world. I'm going to put it up because I'm Bill Dallas Lewis, and we share the joys of living in Mexico. I might even open a taco shop. I'm going to put Taco Bell out of business. I'm going to take that. They're just going to call that Bell, get rid of the name Taco altogether. I'm telling you, man, these tacos are good. Jim Foster Real Estate. Good morning, Bill. We enjoy all the places you've been taking bus trips to. We want to visit Pátzcuaro someday and basing a trip in Morelia, then taking bus trips to the other cities looks cool. Yeah, Pátzcuaro is fabulous. And I made a video on it. It's a beautiful city. They have a lot to offer there. Wonderful temperature, close enough to Morelia. Should you want to hit a large city, but Morelia is the bomb. I mean, there are so many places near here. And then I put up that video last week comparing Mazatlan to Morelia. But I'm loving Morelia. And look who's here. Also Jim Foster. I want to say this about taking the bus in Mexico, because I always talk about taking the bus, and I've been taking a lot of bus rides here near Morelia. There's this one bus line. It's called Yellow Arrow, and in Spanish, that would be Flecha Amarilla. That's the name of the bus line, Flecha Amarilla. And they do mostly trips in Michoacan, which is the state that Morelia is in. And these buses don't have bathrooms. They're nice and clean. You know, they get you where you want to go. They do not have bathrooms. But there's another bus line. It's called like Pere Chucha, something like that. And they make many of these short trips within a couple of hours of Morelia, and they don't have bathrooms either. And these are the first bus lines I've taken that do not have bathrooms. I'll take some videos of what the buses look like. They get you where you want to go. You know, everything is good. They just don't have bathrooms. And we got Tooth Fairy in the house. Hola, Billy. Great to see you, Tooth Fairy. I gave gentlemen your email yesterday. I hope you two can get together. Okay, now, and Kirk in the house from New Orleans. I've only been to New Orleans one time, spent a week. The food was fabulous. And good morning, Katrina the Maker in the house. Temple Moore, Buenos Bill y todos. Bonus on the computers running well, as we're already sold on Morelia as a good option, and that more moderate humidity level will be good for my lungs also. That you're so right. I mean, this is, for me, this is perfect here in Morelia. Bill, do you remember the name of the taco place on the beach in PV? I plan start my journey in Mexico there. Okay, now let me say what I lived. I haven't lived in Puerto Vallarta for about 10 years now. Let me think about this. So I'm going to give you information, and I hope that this information is good. This taco place was in Old Town. And if you go to Old Town, there is a pier. It's the only big giant pier in Puerto Vallarta. I mean, you can't miss it. If you just go to Old Town, go down to the beach, go to the Malecon, ask somebody where the pier is, and you'll see the pier. But the pier is going to take you out to the ocean. So what you want to do is go to the pier, turn your back towards the ocean, and then just walk directly up. And once you get off the pier, there's a street. And it is a street, but it kind of isn't a street. And just walk away from the ocean. And after a quarter of a block, you should find a cafe called Dee's Cafe. It's a Canadian chick. She makes coffee. She makes excellent pastries. She's been there forever. You'll see her shop, Dee's Cafe. And then you walk about 20 yards away from the ocean, away from Dee's Cafe, and you'll see a taco cart. It's a little bigger than a cart, but it's been there forever. And somebody told me the name of this place, and they told me that they have different of these things like around Puerto Vallarta, but they're right like 20 feet, 20 yards away from the ocean, away from Dee's Cafe. Hopefully Dee's Cafe has not moved. But if nothing else, if you can find the pier, walk away from the pier about maybe 30 yards. These guys they've always been in that same spot. And I would get their quesadilla asada. I lived on those quesadilla asadas. Yes, that's like a big taco with cheese and beef. That's where the asada comes in. And I would get it con todo with everything, with beans and onions. Woo, woo, to die for. And on a side note, I went there every day. I went there every day for 2 years. And it's a father and his sons that run the place. And we spoke Spanish for 2 years, and they nicknamed me Dos. That was my name, Dos, which means two, because I always ordered 2 quesadilla asadas. And after 2 years of talking to them in Spanish, after 2 years, they broke out and they spoke to me in fluent English after 2 years. Watch out for them Mexicans. Okay, earthly color brown is in the house, Ricardo. Yes. Have you been to the Monarch Sanctuary? It's on my list. The Monarch Sanctuary is on my list. I was thinking about that this morning. Mary Jane. Hello, Mary Jane. Ola Char. The expression we talked about recently, ha, 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 Billy is the best. Tanya. Sounds good. Thank you. Yeah, just find the pier. Walk away from the pier and you will be good. Hola, Dominique. I'm planning to visit Guanajuato. And if you've been to Mexico and you haven't been to Guanajuato, it is fabulous. Okay, so let me get to my list. I haven't even gotten to the list of stuff yet. Okay. Okay. I have on my list here. If you're new, hit that. Chow TF. You'll love Guanajuato. Like Morelia. Let's click on this. Like Morelia on a smaller scale with more arts and eclectic. And their food is fabulous. You can just go there, watch people, and eat food, man. And the view is awesome. Albert. Muy buenos dias from Sacramento, California. Albert, glad you could join with us today. On my list here, it says, for people that are new, ask questions. It's your show. In a second, I'm going to show some video clips. I took a trip this week. A couple of things. There's a lot of things going on. My mind's blown. Monday is the day of the revolution. Monday is the day of the revolution. So before you come to Mexico, or even if you live in Mexico, if you move to Mexico, you're living in Mexico, you're going to take a vacation in Mexico, go to Google and type in Mexico national holidays. Yeah, do that. And then see what Mexico national holidays are coming. And this is important because on Mexico national holidays, a lot of things are closed, specifically banks. But anyway, Monday is the day of the revolution. And there are 2 days that are kind of similar in Mexico. There's Independence Day, and then there's the day of the revolution. Of course, the difference is Independence Day, which I think is September 16th, is when the revolution, when they separated, when the people revolted against the Spanish and threw them out. But then there's the day of the revolution, that was after Independence Day, and then they started their own government and took over from the Spanish. But then they didn't like the people who were in power, so they had a revolution. But anyway, Monday is the day of the revolution. All banks are closed, schools are closed, some businesses are closed. Okay, now, let me, I do have, uh, uh, I'm totally enjoying my neighborhood here. I'm going to walk out my front door, all kinds of little doggies walking around. Yeah, there you go. I'm meeting more and more neighbors. The more people see me, the more people stop me. They want to know my name. They want to know where am I from. But this is a regular walk that I take almost every day down this hill to go down to buy food and beverages and what really surprises me is all these nice cars over there on the right. Look at that nice car right there. Look at that nice brand new Ford Mustang, and it's shiny every day. Who can afford a brand new red Mustang? But this is, and that's my neighborhood. This is where I live. All these brand new cars and people that own all of these nice houses. And now I'm down. No, that's not it. No, that's not it. No, I missed something. Okay, here we go. There goes a taxi. I've talked a lot, and Tooth Fairy has talked a lot about these combis. And combis are like vans. They cost 10 pesos. Right there. That's a combi. It probably has about 12 people in there. And here comes another one's going to come here in a second. Here we go. Nice brand new shiny car, brand new Jeep. These people have money down here. Where do these people get the money? Here comes another combi. All you have to do is wave and they'll stop. And Tooth Fairy knows better than me. Down on the corner, once I get down the hill, here comes another combi. I mean, this is all within like 5 minutes. That's all public transportation. Over there on the right, that's where I go, and that's where I go do my minimal shopping, buy beer in there, and bread and ham, sliced ham and cheese. I mean, this is my neighborhood. This is where I live. But notice how nice and clean. Oh, and I know. Oh, also that place right in there. Right in there. I met the owner this week. His name is Alvaro. I met Alvaro this week. He lives on my street. And when I walk up and down my street, I've been seeing him for 5 months. He goes in his place, out of his place. Sometimes he has a kid. Sometimes he's with a woman. And he always waves. And it ends up, he owns the tienda that I go shopping at, because I would see him at the tienda and I would see him at his place. So I introduced myself this week, Alvaro. But, and I'm meeting more and more people every day. I totally encourage you that when or if you move to Mexico, walk around, meet your neighbors. More combis. Here comes another combi. This is within 5-10 minutes. What we've seen 4 or 5 combis. And you can hear Mr. Man. Tamales, tamales, he's back. Tamales, tamales, he's back. Here's a gated community. I'm going to stop that. I'm going to play it again. But over there on the left, someone asked me a few weeks ago, are there gated communities? Well, I live, I guess my apartment complex is kind of like a gated community. That's a dry cleaner right there. Another dry cleaner next there. There is a gated community right there. That's about 4 blocks from where I live. But people really don't expect that you would have these beautiful tree boulevards. So I can go to my tienda on the corner. In this case, I'm walking to Oxo, which is about 6-7 blocks. But what a beautiful what a beautiful walk. All the trees, and you can walk in the middle of the boulevard. It's nice and clean, very safe. They don't talk about this in the United States. All these, and here's another gated community. I walk down a little bit more, and there you go. Another gated community with the steel doors. It's an apartment complex, so you'd be less worried about getting robbed. And look at the new cars. How do these people afford these brand new cars? If I get some more donations, I might get a brand new car. I don't think so. And then finally, I can see Oxo. I'm getting closer. There goes a Mercedes-Benz. There you go. Look at that nice little new car. New truck. I mean, these people got money down here in Mexico, but I'm going to Oxo. There you go. Young person. I love seeing young people. I live in a community of young people. And I'm just going to walk through this little park and head over there to Oxo. I love being in a pedestrian community. Oh, somebody has a flat tire over there. And there's a university right behind that wall. So you got 4 guys helping one another change their tire. And we're going to get out of this in a second. Friendly people. And so I get to Oxo, and look at the little white car right there. I know the lady who owns the car. She's my friend now. She works there. But I go to Oxo, they're closed. I walked all that way, and Oxo is closed. But I see the lady's car, so I know she's got to be in there. So she must have been going to the bathroom or something like that. But I turn around, and here you go. I turn around and look again, and there she is, opening the door and waving at me. Here you go. Look at her. Here, she's going to give me a smile now. Watch her. Well, I guess not. Oh, well, that's in another clip. Now, her name is Miriam. I talked to her yesterday, and she's from near Puerto Vallarta, though she has lived here in Mexico for 18 years. I'm going to play this clip now. It has audio, so I won't be able to talk, but this is an example of how Mexicans will help you with your Spanish, and you will help them with their English. I'm just going to play this clip. It is a 35-second clip introducing my new friend at Oxo, Miriam.
Muy bien, pues cuídate mucho.
Oh, okay.
You careful, so much.
So much?
Te
Oh,
cuides
careful.
mucho.
Careful.
Cuidar.
Cuidar.
Ajá.
¿Cómo se dice tú? Cuídate.
Cuídate mucho.
Cuídate mucho, okay.
Excelente.
Hasta luego.
Adiós.
¿Vas a dormir?
Ahora sí no va a hacer calor.
No.
So we're friends now, and she's always telling me to be careful in Spanish, but this was the first time she ever tried to speak English with me, and she was trying to say, be careful. But she was messing that all up. So I was saying, oh, careful. You mean be careful. And I was saying, well, I think it's cuídate for or cuídate, something like that. Be careful in Spanish. And so she was telling me how to say that in Spanish. I was telling her how to say it in English. And the funny thing is that now we can joke together. Like after she unlocked the door and I go inside, I said, what were you doing? Sleeping? And she laughed, and she tells me places that I should visit in Mexico and make videos. But anyway, the joys of meeting people, that are neighbors, that are in shops, just the joys of it's just fun. It's just fun. Let's see who's leaving chats. We have 64 people in the house, 34 likes. People are contributing to the channel, which is greatly appreciated. I gotta scroll down here, and I have more fabulous. I got those were my crappy clips. I got some good clips coming up here in a second, sharing with you where I went this week. Okay, revolution, power to the people. Sonia B. All the way. Let's come up. Let's see, Albert, Sacramento. Buenos dias, Tooth Fairy. Jamie, thank you, Jamie. Fentanyl. Jamie is contributing to Holly, who is over here. That's Holly. Holly's been with me for about a month now. She's a junkie, stay out all night, party, come home. She got a strong fentanyl habit. But thank you, Jamie. I'm sure she greatly appreciates that. Hello, Bill. Sonia B., can you recommend a pet transport service from the U.S. to Mexico? No, I can't. Can't you just put it in a one of them cages and they put it in the bottom of the airplane? That's what most people do. That's all I know. I don't have any pets. Tooth Fairy Bill, I heard there is no financial solvency required for residents. This supposedly happened last week. Okay. I have not heard that. I'll have to check into it. If that is the case, that's a whole new ball game. I got to check into that. I'm going to have to contact Rosie. I'm going to have to contact Rosie. That would be a shocker. I have not heard that. No solvency. Yep, I'm going to have to ask around to the Fairy. We're going to have to verify that. I do want to say one thing. People have been emailing me. I'm getting more subscribers. The day after the election, I just got a bunch of subscribers. People have been emailing me saying, hey, we're leaving the United States. They were just waiting to see who got elected president. But I'm getting comments and emails and more subscriptions from all over the United States. People are bailing out. Very nice, clean neighborhood. Yes, hills are hard to avoid here. Oh, that's funny. She's talking about Guanajuato. Yeah. I'm going to say that Guanajuato is not handicap friendly. If you're not ready to walk up and down a bunch of steps, don't visit. Don't think about it. Yeah. Verlaine. Howdy, Verlaine. Great to see you. I was thinking about you yesterday and wondering why you moved back to Canada from La Paz here in Mexico. And we got Hugh Harrell. Hola, Bill. Hola, Hugh, to you. And if you're new to the channel, click that subscribe button. We're about 400 subscribers away from 13,000. Axel Foley in the house. Hope you guys had a wonderful yeah. And Bill, I hope I didn't know you never miss anything. Wayne, looks nice. What's the name of that colonia? I believe that colonia. And Wayne, he says colonia. Colonia, I'm just going to say that colonia is a Mexico term for neighborhood. Every neighborhood in Mexico has a neighborhood name. And I think it's Paradisco. That's the neighborhood I'm in, something like that. Paradiso. Let's see if we can find it on the map real quick. We'll get that clarified. Here we go. Come down here to Morelia. Zoom in on Morelia. Okay. Here we go. It's right here. Let me zoom in again. I could see it before, but I live right down here. The street is called Prensa. And if we zoom out one time, it says Colonia del Periodista. There you go. Colonia del Periodista. That is the name of that colony here in Mazatlan. All right, Lambden. Let's go back to the cameras over here. Lambden. Hola, Billy Toldos from Southern California. Morelia is on my list of places to visit. Come on down, Ricardo. I don't see your big sombrero behind you. Oh, well, I'm working on that. Gary, how do I donate to your channel, Bill? I want to donate to your travels and buy some Modelo for Holly. You should see a donate button down at the bottom of your YouTube screen. It's a dollar sign. You just click on the little dollar sign and you're good to go, man. That's it. Let's see. Or just go to buildthegeek.org, click on FAQs, and at the top, there's a big picture. It says donate. Buildthegeek.org, click on FAQs at the top. And at the top of the FAQs page, then you can use Visa, MasterCard, American Express, or Discover Card. Okay, let's move along. Kimberly. Cuidado. Thank you very much. Cuidado. That means be careful. I have a real hard time with that. Cuidado. Cuidado. That means be careful. She always says be careful. Miriam at Oxo. I would say 10 cuidado, Bill. I would say 10 cuidados. Billy, the people are not selling drugs to buy those cars any more than Americans with nice cars. Here in Morelia, they don't get real good payments on car. The payments are very reasonable here. Very good. Thank you. And we have Lenora in the house. Good morning, Lenora. Cuidado. Thank you, Kimberly, for that tip. Where did you see the solvency cancellation? I really hope that is true. Me too. Because if they get rid of solvency, that means I'm going to get more subscribers on my channel, more people coming down. That's why. Oh, thank you so much, Tooth Fairy. You're so good. Is a gift? Oh, okay. Rudy Clemens in the house. Say hello to Sheila. Great to see you here. Gaia, Periodista. Yes, that's what it said. Char, Move Abroad and Thrive channel reported it. Oh, okay. Cool. Right on. I'm going to take a screenshot of that. All right. And we all are very interested in that. Okay, so let's talk about my trip this week. This week, I took a trip, and let's get the map out. I took a trip to Capula. You see Morelia up there. You see Morelia in the upper right. And this is about a 1 hour bus ride. It could be about an hour and a half. And it takes you to Capula. And Capula is the land of the Katrinas. And you can see over there on the left is Quiroga. And I did a video on Quiroga about 10 days ago. I showed you pictures of the pork carnitas and them giving me a taco on the street. We walked through that city last week. But the reason I put Quiroga on the map is Quiroga was named by a guy named Bosco de Quiroga. And what he did is he set up, he was a priest, a judge. Let's see, he was a attorney, a judge, and a priest. And that's what they named Quiroga after. But he set up a bunch of pueblos, and he saw who did what well, and he kind of got the people in those little towns to be specialists. And the specialty of Capula, is making Katrinas. And that's where I went this week. So before we talk about Katrinas or anything, let's talk about the origins of the Katrina and how they came to be. So I'm going to show you an image now. And when you see this image, you're going to know what the Katrina is. And here you go. That is a Katrina. And you may have seen many Katrina dolls, Katrina statues, but the Katrina started with an artist, a political artist. His name was Jose Guadalupe Posada. Jose Guadalupe Posada. And he did that. And then in the early 1900s, another artist began creating Katrinas in 3D. And I'm going to show you some of those images here in a second. But first, let's get back to comments here. Here we go. Oh, God, there you go. Tooth Fairy. Thank you, Kimberly. Charts for people who visited. Okay. That is the regularization program. Oh, yeah. Yeah, that program has been around forever. So, solvencies. And even then and Verlaine, who's now in Canada, lived in La Paz, used that program to get her 4-year visa. And I did a video on that with Verlaine. So no, that is not new at all. Kimberly. Yeah, there you go. You have to use it. So what they're talking about is the special regularization program. So you come to Mexico, you let your tourist visa expire. You have to have been in Mexico before, and then you can get a 4-year visa and show no financial documentation. That is not at all new. People have been doing that for years, and they're always talking about, well, this program is about to end. They say that like every month. All kinds of YouTubers are always saying, well, this is a special program. It's going to end this month. But no, that program has been around almost forever. I've heard that program started in like 2007. So yeah, that's nothing new. And Gary, you figured out how to donate to the channel. Thank you very much, Gary. You figured it out. You hit that little $sign and cha-ching, cha-ching. Thank you so much for contributing to the channel. I can pay my rent, buy some beer, go to the grocery store. Me and Holly are good to go. Thank you so much for contributing to the channel. Jamie just sent you the link for your email about the No More Financials. Okay, thank you, Jamie. Have to do a video on this, do some verification. Tooth Fairy Billy, be careful giving Molly alcohol. FBI will invest you for contributing alcohol substance to a minor. Okay, yeah. She goes out and gets it on her own at nighttime. She's terrible. R&E program, yes. Kimberly, if you are trying to get temporary residency and you didn't visit Mexico during those years, then you still have to prove economic solvency, and that amount varies with each consulate. Yes, there you go. Okie dokie. Okay, so let's go back. Let's go back to my trip. And if you're new here, help us hit 13,000 subscribers. Hit that subscribe button and help our channel grow. Okay, now here we go. Okay, so here we go. So this is the trip that I took this week. Here we go now. Now, first of all, I want to talk about taking the bus in Mexico, because I'm taking these trips, and what I do is I go to YouTube. No, I don't go to YouTube. I go to Google and I type in what's the best way to get from Morelia to this place. And I'm going to say only about 30% of the time is the information any good. 70% of the time, the information is no good from multiple sources. So again, I've said it before, whenever I'm going somewhere, I write the name of the place down on a piece of paper. And this week, I was going to Capula. That's where I'm going. I wrote this down. I take it up to the lady, and I say, I want to go here. All right. Also, I want to add that I've been on the bus a lot in 3.5 years, and I know somebody's going to say that I'm wrong, but I have never bought a bus ticket from anybody that spoke English. How do they do that? What, you got all these people traveling, they speak English, and you don't have anybody selling tickets behind the counter that speaks English? So anyway, okay, so I go up there, and this is Flecha Amarillo. That's the yellow arrow bus line. And they have a picture of a big yellow arrow on the side of all of their buses. Okay, so I get a ticket there. Okay. And some guy that I met who was a bus expert, a Mexican guy, he said, always ask the bus driver if they're going to where you want to go. And I always have my piece of paper with me so I can show them the name. I show this to the bus driver. I want to go here. Are you going there? Let them tell me yes or yeah. Okay, so the bus driver said, okay. He says, yes, I'm going there. He said, when we get to this stop, I'm going to yell at you and tell you what we're there. But he used the word grito, and that means scream. Okay, whatever. And sure enough, when we got to my bus stop, which was kind of out in the middle of nowhere, he stopped the bus, He stood up. There were like 80 people on the bus. He stood up, looked at me, and said, "We're here. This is it." Okay. So I get off the bus, and here we are. Capula. Capula. Here we are, right here. There's the road. There's a little bus over there on the right-hand side. Capula, the land of Katrinas. And there's a big, how can you miss this bus stop? Look at the big Katrina statue right there off of the road. I mean, look at this. Look at this. Yeah, there it is, a giant Katrina right there. The thing has to be about 15 feet tall. Capula. There you go, right there. We're going to the city where they make these things. And let's get a close-up video shot. They say the population, I'm putting a video up on this tomorrow. They say the population of this place is about 6,000 people. I don't know if I could live here, but it is worth a visit. Taking the bus was a little bit complicated, kinda. You're going to see in a minute. But it was, you're going to see the video. But let me go back to my map right here. Okay, Quiroga. And I was talking about Quiroga. I did a video about Quiroga. The guy's name is Vasco de Quiroga, who gave many pueblos a function of different things that they could do. So now now the thing is, I have to get to the place. I've seen the statue, but there's this sidewalk. And off of the sidewalk, we're going to zoom in. And I just told you about Vasco de Quiroga, but here is a school. And it's called Vasco de Quiroga School, named after the guy who Quiroga is named after, who set up the functions for many of these cities. Also, last week when I was in Quiroga, I showed you a pharmacy, and I told you they're all over Mexico. Farmacias similares, that means similar drugs. I'm going to hide that and show it again. Below Farmacias similares, it says lo mismo pero más barato, which means the same, but really cheap. But I tell you what, you see that sidewalk right there? It took me like 20 minutes of walking to that sidewalk before I got to town. And you can't even see the town from the road. What's going on here? What's going on here? Something's going on. Yeah, okay. All right. Here we go. So we get into town, and the town wasn't the prettiest town, but yeah, they have all of these shops. They say there are 60 families that specialize in molding and creating these Katrinas. Some people create these structures. Other people paint and decorate these structures. And it's a lot of beautiful stuff. Okay, now I have more pictures, but I want to talk about the Katrinas a bit more. Turn off this map, and we have more video clips. Now, the fascinating thing about the Katrina is, okay, now let me go back. Let me go back. So here we go. Here we go. The fascinating thing about the Katrina thingy is that they're symbolic, and they're symbolic of people that lived in Mexico at that time, and they dressed like Europeans, yeah, and they ignored their indigenous ancestry. So it was like an insult to the bourgeoisie. Oh, it's like, oh, so now all of a sudden you're going to wear the European clothes and you're going to turn your back on your indigenous culture. And it was an insult to the bourgeoisie, and that is, and so it's just a skeleton dressed nice. It's an insult to the bourgeoisie. We got some more clips showing up here. So I go into a shop, and there you go. And I didn't price things out. There you go. Just lots and lots and lots of these things. Shops and shops and more shops of Katrina's. And you can see they have some indigenous things going on in there. Here's some more. Short ones, tall ones, mostly Katrina's, very intricately painted and designed. Yeah. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Lots of shops like this. Again, they say they have like about 60 families. They have tall ones. They have life-size Katrinas you can buy. Some of these things are extremely expensive. Some are very affordable. You can buy Katrina earrings, pocketbooks. This is the city of the Katrina, I'm going to say, doll. And here's some before they get painted. You can see the skulls. This is they have, this place is filled with shops. Some people are just doing pottery Katrinas. Some people are just painting. They go down and buy and there's some painted and not painted. It was a good trip. Again, I'm gonna put a video up on this tomorrow. I don't think I would want to live there. The population is like 6,000. When I put up the video tomorrow, I'm going to show side streets, walking the side streets in town. The place is kind of, they had a beautiful plaza. Of course, they had vegetable shops and meat shops and all of that, but it's kind of out in the middle of nowhere, somewhat secluded. So I don't know if I could live there, but it's a great one-day visit. I can say that. I have some more clips. Here we go. There's a tortilleria. They're making fresh tortillas right there on the plaza. And the town is also known for its pottery making. Lots of pottery shops. Here I'm walking to the plaza, and the place was very clean. And when you leave to take the bus back to Morelia, right there, right on that corner, you can catch the bus to Morelia right from the corner of the plaza. But let me say this. Let me say this. I I'm on the plaza, on the corner. I had shot my videos. I got my footage. I'm ready to leave. And there's a police guy on the corner because the police station is right on the plaza at that corner. So the police guy's there. And I said, okay, so how do I get the bus to Morelia? Because I had to walk from the Katrina statue. I had to walk almost a mile to get to the city down this sidewalk. It wasn't even really a sidewalk. It was at least 3/4 of a mile. You couldn't see. I had to walk. So I was wondering to get the yellow arrow bus line. I thought I'd have to walk back there. So the cop says, no, you can just get the bus right here on the corner. Okay, so then something happened that has never happened to me before. It was like a white local bus. And there was a sign in front of the bus. It said Morelia. Okay, yeah. So the guy says, okay, well, get on that bus. Okay. So I get on the bus. And I said, well, how much is it? The guy says 20 pesos. It's like $1. Okay. And he says, no, you pay me when you get off of the bus. But it was a local bus. And I had never been on a bus like this before in Mexico. It was a local bus, and it was full. The bus was full, headed to Morelia. But the thing is, it stopped everywhere. I mean, so it took me like an hour and a half to get back to Morelia. And my taxi driver from that morning said, oh, you can drive to Capula in like 30 minutes. So if you have friends with a car, the best thing for this trip would be to have you and your friend drive there. Okay. And you could get from Morelia to Capula in like 30 minutes. The bus to get there takes about an hour and 15 minutes to get back. It's like an hour and a half. Okay. It's all an experience. Also, you could probably get a taxi driver to drive you there. I bet they would charge about 400 pesos. That's $20. And it's almost worth it. For $20 instead of an hour and a half on a bus, you get there in like 30 minutes. Bam, you're there. And if I was going to do it again, I would pay that money. Okay, well worth it. I've just got a couple of more clips on that. Oh, okay. Here we go. Of course, we have people eating. I think this was Wednesday. Let me turn that off. This was Wednesday around 12:30 in the afternoon. People eating on the plaza. I'm going to play that clip again, but notice you're going to see a young lady on the left-hand side eating immediately. Now check this out. Here we go. There she is right there showing skin with the long hair. She was on the bus when I went back to Morelia. I think she must just be visiting. And they say that the enchiladas in Capula are fabulous. That's what my taxi driver told me. Take me to the bus station. That's where you catch the bus. That's where I caught the bus to go back to Morelia. The people were very friendly, very helpful. Nobody looked at me funny. But as I'm taking these pictures, I'm using my glasses. But notice the pottery, shops for Katrinas, Hugos, that's juices. And of course, right off of the plaza is this big church. And it still amazes me that the Spanish put these churches up in every pueblo. I mean, these are major structures. But, to get the indigenous people to turn over to Catholicism, take control, get labor, get them to speak Spanish. But look at this. And look at this structure. If you were an indigenous person living out on a farm and 150 years ago, you come into this place and you're thinking, oh man, these Spanish people, they got it going on. I think I'm going to join up with them. The fabulous ceilings and this is right off the plaza. I will show more of this video, more videos when I put up this in-depth video tomorrow. And I'm not Catholic. I leave all that alone. But in a lot of cathedrals, they have these things that, where they have Jesus in there. You can look at him. Sometimes he'll wave. Sometimes he gets up and waves. Sometimes he opens the top of that thing up and gets up, and they put on some James Brown. He starts dancing. Hit me. So I'm walking around town, and of course they have schools. And here, this must be recess or gym or something like that. And there you go. Just kids. Oh, and they were playing some funky soul music in English. It was something like, I can't survive. Yes, I can't survive. Something. I almost got out there and started dancing with the kids. Hey, let's have some fun. But it was, and that's what's so funny about Mexico also. Wherever I've gone in Mexico, many, many times, them people be listening to some American soul music and rock and roll and soul music. I remember the first time I drove to Puerto Vallarta from the United States. The first time, I was driving on a Sunday morning. My first time driving to Puerto Vallarta. I was coming from Washington, D.C. And I was in Guadalajara. I hit Guadalajara, the middle of Guadalajara at 10:30 in the morning. So that means I had about 4 hours to get to Puerto Vallarta. But it was 10:30 in the morning through the middle of Guadalajara. I'm listening to the radio, and they were playing James Brown on the Guadalajara radio station. Oh, that was freaky, man. Yeah, Mexicans love some American soul music. They don't be playing no country western. No, they leave that alone. No, but some rock and roll too. Let's get the comments and see what is going on now. Oh, here we go. Okay, now. Bill. Okay, Kimberly. Oh, okay. Bill, do you like, let's put this up. Bill, do you like Morelia better than Mazatlan? I put up a video on that last week. It's a 15-minute video, and I talk about I compare Morelia to Mazatlan. I don't want to talk about any city bad. I will say that Mazatlan is a world-class city. And I want to say that I fell in love with Mazatlan when I first got there. But for me, it was Mazatlan was kind of like Puerto Vallarta, except I think that Mazatlan is definitely a step up, many steps up from a Puerto Vallarta. They have manufacturing there. They have more colleges there. And of course, the ocean is beautiful. But for me, there were just too many tourists there, and it's an expensive town. Okay. And for me, if you're going to live in Mazatlan, I would say you want to live in El Centro. And for me, I would want to live in El Centro, 2-bedroom, 2 baths, fully furnished, nice place, but that's going to cost you about $2,000 a month. 2 bedrooms, 2 bathrooms, fully furnished, nice place in El Centro, Mazatlan. But when you live in Mexico and you're paying $2,000 a month for rent, that's not right. Unless you got the money. I mean, if you got an income of like $15,000 a month, okay, well, that's fine. Also, Mazatlan is the Canadian vacation spot of Mexico. And in the video I put out last week, it says that Canadians have been visiting Mazatlan since before Jesus was born. And so if you go to Mazatlan and if you meet a Canadian, pump them for information. Ask them where the restaurants are, where are the best places to stay, where are the best places to rent. Canadians can tell where are the best museums. Any Canadian can tell you all about Mazatlan. Canadians, very friendly people. But and they treated me great. I was in a building filled with Canadians. That's all I saw for like 2 years. Canadians. I didn't move to Mexico to live with Canadians or to have a higher rent than I had in the United States. I love Morelia because I'm going to go to this when I stop this broadcast. I'm going to walk for about 20 minutes through a few different communities to get to the grocery store. I'm not going to see any Canadians or Americans. All I'm going to see is Mexican people. My rent now is about $421 a month. In Mazatlan, for a smaller apartment, it was up to like $824 a month. That's $400 a month more. And it was hot as hell in Mazatlan. It was like living in a sauna. The beach is pretty, but I never went to the beach. I went to the beach a few times, put up the drone. Okay, I went to some dinner places that had a nice view of the beach. Okay, that was nice. But I think for me, Morelia is fabulous. It's cheaper, the climate's better, and it's a Mexican town. No, Morelia is a Mexican city. 1 million people live here. They have a lot of colleges and businesses here. It's fabulous. Tooth Fairy will tell you. She says it all the time. Liston just moved here. He's really enjoying himself. So for me, I mean, if you like being around tourists, if you want to be around Americans and Canadians, you don't want to speak any Spanish, well, check out Mazatlan. But for me, Morelia is very cool. All right. Helen, Bill, why are you putting all of Molly's biz in the street? That's funny. You know that ain't right. Hey, she don't know what I'm talking about now. She's all nodded out. I would never say this stuff when she comes home at 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning. She's all real high and hyped up and mean and evil. No, I go in my bedroom and lock my door. I don't even want to see her. But look at her all nodded out back there. I leave her alone. Dominique, love me some Primera Plus Super Clean, and they often get to the destination early. Now, let me talk. Now, Dominique is talking about the bus line, Primera Plus. They are like the Cadillac. I'm going to say they're like the Cadillac of bus lines in many parts of Mexico. In many cities, there'll be a regular bus station, and then Primera Plus will have their own bus station. Mazatlan has its own Primera Plus bus station. Morelia has its own Primera Plus bus station. They're very clean. They have nice, clean bathrooms. I'm going to say Primera Plus is the Cadillac of bus lines in Mexico. And when I went, when I went to the bus station, I guess it was Wednesday to go to Capula, to get on my bus, I was the only one in line. Next to the place that sold tickets was the Primera Plus bus line. And there were like 15 Mexicans in line because it was Primera Plus. So yeah, Primera Plus is great. And yes, that statue was fabulous. Dominique, the central plazas in Mexico's are so great. Beautiful green with trees, and there's always a shaded bench to sit on. And Dominique is Dominique is totally right. And in Guanajuato, the plaza they have in Guanajuato with all those fabulous restaurants and all those places to sit, just fabulous. Wayne, I also couldn't see the sign, but saw a link, so did it with PayPal. Wayne, thank you very much for donating to the channel. That comes up in my email. Thank you so much. Thank you everyone. Tooth Fairy, that's what colonialization produces: brainwashing and stolen culture, and replace them with their culture. Hey, I don't want to get in trouble. I don't want to cause no problems, but I'm thinking that whenever you see a cathedral, because what the Spanish did is they go to a town, and this is like Vasco de Quiroga, the guy that we've been talking about, the city Quiroga, gave towns things to do, to specialize in. So he was in Quiroga in 1532. And he said he didn't like the way that the Spanish were treating indigenous people, though he was the first bishop in this state, Michoacan. He was the first bishop. So he was a bishop, a judge, and a lawyer. He didn't like the way that the indigenous people were being treated. But the thing is, I'm thinking the first thing that the Spanish did when they got to a town, they find out who the leader is. They torture the leader, torture his wife, and it's real quiet. I mean, I don't know what people were living in, but this is like the beginning of the 1500. You know, they torturing the leader of the town, and it's nighttime. Sometimes they burn these people burn these people at the stake. The people are screaming and yelling, in the middle of the night. And that's how they took control. And then once they take over the town, where's the gold? Where's the silver? More torture. And Dominique, they have a place in Guanajuato. Oh, the place in Guanajuato, there's a place where they have the mummies. And in the place where they have the mummies, they have a big room filled with torture tools. They got torture tools out the butt. They got torture tools you could never imagine. And this is how So whenever you see a cathedral, it's not like people were dancing and singing trying to get in. People were tortured. They were, oh wow, whatever. Katrina the Maker, not James Brown. Jesus, Ella, did they have to put a cape on him? Seriously, it was James Brown. I remember like it was yesterday, 10:30 on a Sunday morning, the Guadalajara playing James Brown. Brian Maiden. Bill, the money I donate to you, do you get all of it or whoever takes a cut? Brian, thank you so much for asking, Brian. Yeah. When you guys donate to the channel, I always appreciate it, no matter how you do it. But if you click the $sign, you click the donate button like you usually do, Brian. So then YouTube gets 30% of that. But if you click the donate button in the description below, or if you go to buildthegeek.org, go to FAQs, there's a big picture on the top of the page, donate, then I get all of it. I get all of it. I think PayPal, Visa, MasterCard, they take like 2% instead of YouTube taking 30%. And that's why so many YouTubers have Patreon accounts. All the big YouTubers have Patreon accounts, and I'm thinking about going in that direction. Then people just sign up then they just donate through Patreon, whatever. But thank you very much for asking, Brian Maiden. And before we move ahead, I do want to talk about the channel just for a second. The channel is growing. And it's been a struggle for up until I'm going to say until I got to Morelia. I'm trying to move ahead with the channel, pay my rent with the channel. But thanks to you guys donating on Saturdays, it's really helped me out a lot. And I think that in 2025, I'm going to have enough subscribers and enough visitation, enough visitors where by the end of 2025, I think I'll be able to pay the rent. Just people visiting and watching videos. Once I get to 18,000 subscribers, then I think, woo! I think so. I'm at 12,600 subscribers. I think once I get to 18,000 subscribers, then you have enough people watching the videos that things start to get good. Not like I ain't gonna be buying no Range Rover SUV brand new, nothing like that. But things get cool. Everything is cool then. So the channel is doing good. All right, Crazy Boy Radio, great to see you here. LOL, exactly. I grew up in Sonora, but I want to live a more Mexican town. Considering Querétaro and Morelia. Yeah, I looked at Querétaro. It's a bit more expensive than Morelia, and there's more U.S. manufacturing going on there. I understand in the northern part of town, so the prices are going up. But I've heard good things about the town. But I know some Americans who were friends of mine moved there, tried it out for a couple of months, and they left. But yeah, I moved to Mexico to live in Mexico with Mexicans. That's me. Have you ever been to Baja? No, I haven't. Crazy Boy Radio. We have a subscriber in the house, Verlaine, who lived in Baja. She lived in La Paz for a couple of years. And when I was in Mazatlan, I almost took a trip down the entire Baja coast, but it's expensive. It was going to be expensive to get there from Mazatlan and expensive for hotel and travel. So I didn't do it. One day I'll do it. Once I get up to like 30,000 subscribers, then I'll spend the money. Steve and KC, how can I get my 22-pound adopted kitty into Morelia? Is that even possible? Yeah, I would think you just put her in a little cage and get on the plane. That shouldn't be a problem. That's how you do it. Dominique, no visits to the a little creepy to me. That's a funny place. Axel Foley, Bill, find out the best way and let us know so you get all the money. Yeah, I mean, okay, let's go over here. Let me see if I can do that. I'm just going to go in here. Everything is good all of the time. Okay, I'm just going to open this browser window. Here we go, right there. Okay. Oh, this is good. I can do that. Okay, let's see if this works. Oh, check that out. I just did something brand new here. Okay, so there you go. If you go to buildgeek.org, right there, the Joy of Living in Mexico video series, and you go up there and you click on FAQs. Cha-ching! And then you scroll down right here. Support our channel. Click here to donate. And you click here to donate. There you go, right there. And that takes you into PayPal. And once you're in here, you can use PayPal, Visa, MasterCard, or American Express or Discovery Card. 10, 20, 50 other. And if you want to donate like, $10,000, click the other button. And you can donate 1,000, 5,000, 10,000, 100,000. That's what the other button is for. So there you go. That's that way I get all the cash. Okay, but thank you so much for asking. Thank you so much for asking. Steve in Kansas City, have you, let me go back over here. Have you ever taken a Mexican bus ride trip all the way from Tijuana to Morelia? Can you put a cat on that type bus trip? I would fly. I wouldn't even think about it. And I'm going to think about it, Steve. I'm going through my memory. I'm thinking of every bus ride I've ever been on. I have never seen an animal, dog, cat, snake, chicken, rat, hamster. I've never seen any animal on a bus, and I've taken hundreds of bus rides. I've never seen any kind of animal. That doesn't mean that you can't do it, but I tell you what, Tijuana to Morelia, woo, you're talking like 2-3 days on the bus. I would definitely fly. I wouldn't even think about taking the bus from Tijuana to Morelia unless you are a total glutton for punishment. No, man. Don't do it. Don't do it. Okay, so this week I think, let's see here. This week I'm taking a trip, which is going to be a little bit complicated. And this week I thought I was going to go to this place, but I'm going to Paracho. Paracho is the guitar town, But let me show you where this place is. View tab. Yeah, there we go. Okay, so let me come in here and zoom out. I'm going to this place this week, come hell or high water, just because I want to. Okay, now let me zoom out some more. Oh, here we go. Here we go. You can see Morelia up here. And I want to go to this place, Paracho. Paracho is Guitar Town. I just have the itching to get there, but it doesn't look like there's a real good direct way to get there. I'll find out. I think I'm going Wednesday morning. And I was thinking about going to this place right here. But the lady I showed you at OXO, the lady that works at OXO, Miriam, she said, don't go there. There's narcos there. Too many narcos there. So she's got, but I bet I can get a premium plus bus and go to Uruapan. I can probably get a nice bus there, probably take a taxi to Paracho. It might be a 3-day trip. But then I get to go to Guitar Town, stop here, do a video on that. That would be a Wednesday, Thursday, get back on Friday trip. So that is the plan. That is the plan for this week. Let me see what else is on my list here. Da da la da da la da la. Oh, okay. I had my first Bill the Geek sighting. And that's where somebody out of the blue comes up to me and say, "Are you Bill the Geek? Do you have a YouTube channel?" This week, I was shooting the intro for the video I put up this week. I'm in the park. It's like 3 or 4 blocks away. And, you know, I shoot the video. I'm putting the tripod back in the bag. And this Mexican guy, he's about my age, has gray hair, spoke fluent English, owned a house right on the side of the park. And he says, "Are you Bill the Geek?" I said, "Well, yes, I am." He says, "Oh, you put up I saw your YouTube channel when I was in California." And we talked for about a half an hour. His name is Raphael. That was interesting. That's cool. But he's Mexican, owns property here in Morelia, goes back and forth from here to California. All right. I think I'm getting ready to. Also in that video, dogs barked through the entire video. I'm surprised nobody complained. Okay, now. Okay. So that's about all I got for today. I'm going to be on the road this week, but rain or shine, I will be here next Saturday. Mexico is fabulous place for me. I love each and every day of living here. I'm still trying to figure out why Mexico just makes me so happy. But it's just that the Mexican people are just so friendly. I mean, it's every day is wonderful, and being from Ohio, people ask me, where am I from? I say the United States. I say Ohio. They say, I mean, if you went to my hometown with me, Columbus, Ohio, I could show you a good time for a couple of days. Okay. But I'm going to say there's no reason to ever go to Ohio, ever. I was in an airport one time. I I used to be in business suits flying all over the country every day. And one time I was at an airport at the bar waiting on a plane. And then if you're traveling, if you're a business person traveling, you might go to the bar. You got 8 different business people. Everybody's waiting on a plane. You talk to these people. And one time I was talking to this group of people and they asked me, well, where are you from? I said, Ohio. And one guy just started laughing out loud, like, oh, really? But Mexico is so much better than Ohio, man. Whoa, yeah. Yeah, so I love living in Mexico. I love traveling, seeing all this stuff that Mexico has to offer. It's fun. I have fun every day. I love it. Getting my head together. It's a really good time. Okay, now. Okay. Now, are you taking a combi to Guitar Town? Now, that's a very good question. A combi, and like you guys saw earlier in the videos, let's take here we go. Here comes a combi. That's what she's talking about, a combi. That is a combi. That's what they call them. And if I can, I will. If I can, I will, because that's only going to be like 10, 13 pesos. If I can, I will. And combis are very popular in the state of Michoacan. So if I can, I will. Steve in Kansas City, how far a trip is it from Morelia to San Cristobal de las okay. I talked to a taxi driver this week when I was going to the bus, and this guy was going to Chiapas. He's a taxi. He's a DD driver. And he told me it's a 20-hour drive. That's not a bus ride. That's a 20-hour drive, not stopping. Thank you, Jamie. Have a great day in Montreal. Axel Foley, have you purchased new equipment recently? The only new equipment that I've purchased recently is a new 2 terabyte hard drive. All of my computer stuff is good to go. All my computer stuff is good. Dominique, thank you so much for joining us today. You have a fabulous weekend. Enjoy Guanajuato. All right, but come back next week because I'm going to have some great videos to share with everyone. Bill, I live in the most perfect country on earth. I adore the people. Mexico is the bomb. It is awesome, and it's very affordable, and the weather is great. All right, so if you're new here and if you liked what's going on, click the like button, donate to the channel, and hit the subscribe button. If you're new here, yeah, Mexico is the best. If you're new here, hit the subscribe button. Yeah, there you go. All right, well, I'm getting ready to head to the grocery store. Let's see. What's Steve and Casey talk? Is there a Mexican Day of Thanks? Just go to Google, type in Mexico national holidays, and see if it comes up. I think there is, but I don't remember there being one. All right, you guys. Well, I'm out of here. I'll be putting up a full video tomorrow about the city of Capula, the city of the Katrinas, and I think I'm gonna put up a couple of more videos this week Also, I'm going to put up my lasagna recipe, and I think I'm going to put up my taco recipe also. So here we go. Let's turn that off. Go over here. Click this. All right. So you guys, I'm Bill the Geek. Thank Kimberly. You're so nice. Thank you very much. Thank you, Kimberly, very much for joining us today. So I'm getting ready to head to the grocery store. I got my list over here. It's a great day here in Mexico. Again, I want to thank everyone for joining us this fine Saturday. If you're new here, click the subscribe button. We do this every Saturday at 10 a.m. Central Time. Click that subscribe button so you get a notification. So I'm going to tell everyone I love you very much. Thanks for joining us. Thanks for hitting the like button. Thanks for subscribing. Thank you for contributing to the channel. And hopefully I will see you next week after maybe 2 cities of being on the road. So I'm just going to say adios, and I'm going to say hasta luego, and then I'm going to say que te vaya bien. Have a great weekend. Happy day of revolution starting Monday.